Welcome into DRF Daily, DRF Sportsbooks betting live stream coming at you every single Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And folks, we hit the jackpot. We hit all three bets yesterday. We were on Bears plus 7.5. They lost by 7. We rejoiced. We were all over the Cowboys plus 5.5. And if you followed that was my best bet, but I said I was on Cowboys money line, and the Cowboys won. And last night for the nightcap, we were on Bengals plus 3, and they lose by 2. Folks, that is a fantastic Sunday. I'm feeling great on this Monday. We're breaking down one game, of course. We're breaking down Monday Night Football. We have some betting angles. We have some picks. We have who we think is going to win this game. And of course, we have player props. Some three player props. One on Patrick Mahomes, and then we have one on Devontae Adams, one on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And you can check out all of the data we use for our game picks at drf.com/sports. You see it ticking around along the bottom of the screen. drf.com/sports is your home for all of the exclusive betting angles, line movements, trends, injuries, everything you need in one perfect place. You can sign up for free in the top right corner at drf.com/sports. You can also sign up for our newsletter in the bottom right-hand corner of the website. A lot of awesome information coming at you. That newsletter will be in your inbox today at 4 p.m. So sign up now and get on today's mailing list. You're not going to want to miss the DRF rundown coming at you every single Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And of course, follow us on Twitter, social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Wherever you are on social, we're right there with you at DRF Sportsbook. That's where we share all of our line movements, betting angles, trends. We break down where the public is every single game day. We'll be having that breakdown coming out later today, so you want to follow along there for all of the latest information. And of course, DRF Cash Grab's giving away free money. Tell them how they do it.
Introducing the DRF Cash Grab app, the super easy, free-to-play sports predictor game from a name you know and trust. The Daily Racing Form. Use your sports knowledge to predict the winners, and you could score thousands of dollars in cash prizes. Pro football, college football, pro basketball, college basketball, hockey, soccer, boxing, baseball, and more. Compete against others for a spot on the monthly leaderboard. Download the DRF Cash Grab app and play today.
Awesome stuff. We have a $25,000 jackpot live in the app right now for tonight's Monday Night Football action. And tonight's action, Raiders, Chiefs, a fantastic Monday night showdown. Is the AFC West the best division in football still? Might be the NFC East, but the Raiders and Chiefs have an opportunity to prove to us tonight that they are the best division in football. Chiefs 7-point favorites against the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders come into this one 1-3 against the spread, 1-3 straight up. The kicker though, all three of their losses have been by one score. So they haven't been great in one-score games, which isn't good when you're trying to compete with the likes of Patrick Mahomes, when you're trying to compete with the likes of Justin Herbert. But the Chargers look a little underwhelming this season. If I'm being honest, the Broncos look a little underwhelming this season. And so the Raiders have a real opportunity to turn their season around here and try and put some things together. They're 1-3, but they're coming off of a win against who'd they win against last? Denver Broncos won that one 32-23. Their defense, though, is not great. The Raiders defense allows 7.5 yards per completion. Not a great mark. They allow 5.9 yards per play. Coming into this one, I'm not so sure I have faith in the Raiders defense. Kansas City's 3-1 straight up, 2-2 against the spread. And when they win in those 3 games, it's by an average margin of 12 points. Today, they're 7-point favorites. And I think I'm going to be on Kansas City at -7. And I think this is going to be a good game. I just think that I don't know if the Raiders can keep it close late in this game. There might be a garbage time touchdown. There might be something that gives the Chiefs a 7-point, a touchdown win. That 7 does scare me a little bit because we're walking the line with it potentially being a push, because I think the Chiefs may win this one just by 7. It's worth noting that Las Vegas, the last two times they've played, is 1-1 straight up and against the spread against Kansas City in Kansas City. But since 1992, Kansas City has had the edge against Las Vegas. So will be interesting to see how that plays out for sure. Also worth noting, some betting angles. Didn't know where I was going with that, but I pulled it out the last second. I had some betting angles for tonight's game. Andy Reid's 12-3 off of a road upset win. He did pull off of a win last time out. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were 2-point underdogs. They won that one by 10 points. So Andy Reid has known how to string together some wins. He's 12-3 against the spread coming off of a road upset win. That's why I'm going Kansas City -7. Also, the power line likes the Chiefs in this one at -17. I'm not that ballsy to spread it all the way up to -17, but Game Simulator 1 thinks Kansas City wins by 10. Game Simulator number 2 thinks they win by 6. So if you average that out, a nice little 8-point win. So I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs -7. I am a little bit worried about such a large line. And I'm also worried about the fact that 71% of the public is on the Chiefs. I tend to fade the public. Yesterday, I was on road dogs at big numbers. The Bears came through for me. Cowboys came through for me. Bengals at +3. Road dog came through for me. And you would think I would use that same reasoning here today for Monday Night Football, but I just think the Chiefs offense will overpower this Raiders defense. And the real thing for me is that the Raiders average 7.5 yards per completion, allowing that, and the Kansas City Chiefs do 7.3 yards per completion on offense. So they're going to pick them apart through the air. The Raiders might be able to keep pace just a little bit. They get 6.3 yards per completion, and the Chiefs defense allows 6 yards per completion. But the Vegas Raiders, they just aren't a fantastic defense. You see it there. They allow 5.9 yards per play. So it'll be interesting to see. And they're going up against one of the best offenses in the league. So give me the Chiefs -7, folks. I think it's a good game, but I think the Chiefs pull away late. And from there, we're going to hit some player props. Patrick Mahomes, his over-under is set at 280.5 pass yards, which is a lot of pass yards. And I've been going under these quarterback props. So, of course, I got to go over here. I'm all over Mahomes 280.5 pass yards. He's only done that once this season, and it was against the Cardinals, who are arguably the worst secondary in the National Football League. And he's only come close one other time, and it was against the Colts in the loss when he had to sling it for a large portion of that game. But, like I said, why I'm on the Chiefs -7, and it's a big reason I'm on Mahomes over 280.5 pass yards. The Raiders' defense just isn't great. They aren't fantastic on the back end, allowing so many yards per completion. And I think Mahomes will take advantage of that. And I think he goes over it. He's also played the Raiders 8 times in his career, and he's gone over 280.5 pass yards 6 of those 8 times. So I'm feeling really comfortable about Patrick Mahomes over 280.5 pass yards. Another one, Davante Adams. His receiving yard prop is set at 76.5 receiving yards. I was on Davante Adams over week 2, and he did not come through with that. He had a fantastic week 1. He actually had a really good week 4 last week, where he caught for over 100 yards on that Broncos secondary, and that Broncos defense isn't bad, which leads me to believe that this Derek Carr, Davante Adams connection has kind of worked itself out. I think they figured out how this offense flows, how this offense works, and they're going to need Davante Adams in this game to have a shot at winning. I mean, at the end of the day, this is why they brought in Davante Adams, right? It's these divisional matchups. It's what they need him for. They need him over the top. So I'm thinking Davante Adams coming off a 100-yard performance. His number may be inflated just a little bit because he's coming off of that good performance last week, but I'm going to go over 76.5 pass yards. Kansas City allows 6 yards per catch. I think Davante Adams has the ability to attack in the middle of the field. He has the attack to take it off over the top. He has the ability to attack close to the line of scrimmage. And also pairs with all of that, I think the Raiders will be playing from behind for a majority of this game, forcing Derek Carr and company to throw it a lot, giving Davante Adams the targets he needs to get over 76.5 receiving yards. And last but certainly not least, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This is the one I'm most certain on, I'm most excited about. Clyde Edwards-Helaire's over-under for receiving yards is set at 17.5. He's gone over that total 3 of 4 times. He averages 3.5 targets per game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going over 17.5 receiving yards. I think that number is low because he's coming off of a game where he only had 1 catch, 2 yards, 2 targets. So I think that's bringing down that prop number. But God, he averages 3.5 targets per game, and it's at 17.5 receiving yards. He gets 2 catches. I fully believe he goes over that prop. I mean, get him a screen pass, he's gonna bust it for 10 yards, and then get him a little quick something out of the out of the backfield. He'll get another 7 to 8 yards, and then we'll be over the receiving yards prop. So I'm all over Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 17.5 receiving yards. This is the perfect spot to play this. Someone who averages multiple targets, someone who averages more than 17.5 receiving yards per game. It's being brought down by his last performance. I'm feeling fantastic about Clyde Edwards-Helaire tonight. So before we get up on out of here, as always, our best bets recap. That was from yesterday's show. Got to bring in today's show of best bets. We're on 3 player props. We're on 1 game pick. Also worth mentioning that both of our estimates, both of our game simulators like the over in this game. I'm not as big on the over, so I'm only going Chiefs -7 against the Raiders. I'm going Mahomes over 280.5 pass yards and Devontae Adams over 76.5 reception yards and Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 17.5 receiving yards. Maybe I'm getting a little greedy doing 4 best bets. Last time out yesterday on Sunday, we were 3-0 with our picks. I'm feeling good. That football record is back to 500. So let's get some wins. Let's have ourselves a fantastic Monday night. Game kicks 8:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. You can find all of the latest data, betting angles, and trends at drf.com/sports. And if you're in Iowa, bet this game and so many more. Bet all of our specials for tonight's game with ia.drf.com. DRF Sportsbook. We're Iowa's local sportsbook. So check us out. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya.